It started with a scream, not of fear, but of surprise, sharp and high-pitched, cutting through the gentle hum of laughter and little footsteps on gravel. At Sunshine Grove Daycare, nestled in a quiet suburban neighborhood, the morning sun bathed the play yard in golden light. Children ran around, their squeals echoing through the swings and slides. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until Ranger, a seasoned K9 German Shepherd, stopped dead in his tracks beside the sandbox. His ears perked, his nose twitching, eyes locked on the sand as if it whispered secrets only he could hear. Then, with powerful, deliberate strokes, he began to dig. Sand flew in the air, landing on tiny shoes and plastic toys. A red plastic shovel clattered to the ground as one toddler stared, wide-eyed, while Ranger unearthed something that would change lives in ways no one expected. If you believe in the loyalty of animals, the power of second chances, or the quiet strength of kindness, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Justice on Paws. This story is for you. Just a few hours earlier, Officer Mara Bennett had felt like quitting. Her eyes were heavy from lack of sleep, her mind clouded with doubt. After nearly 10 years on the force, she had seen the worst of humanity, broken homes, neglected children, and violent ends to innocent lives. Her partner Ranger had been her anchor through it all. The bond they shared was more than handler and dog, it was a silent understanding, forged in blood, sweat, and countless dark nights spent chasing shadows. But lately, Mara had begun to question whether she was still making a difference. The system seemed too broken, too cruel. She'd lost her footing. Until today. Ranger and Mara had been called in for a school demonstration, just a K9 demo to make the kids smile, something light, something easy. But the second they stepped through the daycare gate, something shifted in Ranger. His demeanor changed. He wasn't just alert, he was locked in. His nose dragged low to the ground, tracing an invisible thread from the gate to the sandbox. Mara followed, heart pounding. She'd seen that look before. It wasn't play. It was work. Something was wrong. As Ranger dug furiously, more teachers and kids gathered, some giggling, some confused. But then, Ranger froze. His paw hit something solid. Something that didn't belong in a sandbox. The air seemed to still. With a low whine, he nudged the object free. Mara rushed forward, brushing aside the remaining sand. What she found made her stomach twist, a small, cloth-wrapped bundle. It looked like a toy at first, until she saw the edge of something more sinister, a dirty pacifier, taped inside the folds. Her instincts flared. Within minutes, the daycare was evacuated. Officers arrived, tape went up, and the sandbox turned crime scene buzzed with controlled chaos. Mara, still crouched by the object, couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't just evidence, it was a message. A clue. A cry for help buried beneath playground joy. That night, the discovery kept Mara awake. The bundle was traced to a missing child's case from 2 years ago, one that had gone cold. A baby girl, stolen from her crib during a break-in while her teenage mother lay unconscious in the next room. The mother had been dismissed, her story full of holes, her background checkered with foster care, addiction, and trauma. The case had been labeled runaway or cover-up. But something in that sandbox said otherwise. Mara went digging, not just in files, but in her gut. She requested access to the original reports, interviewed the girl's mother again, and found what others had missed, small inconsistencies that hinted at a bigger truth. The young mother, Tara, now clean and working part-time at a diner, broke down when Mara showed her the pacifier. That was hers, she whispered. No one believed me. They said I did something to her. Mara believed her. With Ranger by her side, they canvassed the area near the daycare. The location didn't make sense, why leave a clue now, here? Unless, someone who worked there had ties to the case. And then, a breakthrough. One of the daycare's part-time maintenance workers had recently changed his name and moved across the state. A background check revealed a sealed juvenile record and a strange history of employment at multiple daycares and preschools, none lasting more than a few months. It was enough to dig deeper. Ranger led the way again, this time to an abandoned trailer on the outskirts of town, surrounded by weeds and silence. The moment they approached, Ranger barked, low and sharp, nose pressed to the door. Inside, they found photographs, faded snapshots of children, newspaper clippings, tiny shoes and baby clothes stored in crates like trophies. And in the corner, a small bed with drawings taped to the walls. It wasn't a home. It was a shrine. And most heartbreaking of all, there was another child. The girl was older now, maybe 3. Scared, but unharmed. Her name, when coaxed gently by Mara, matched the one on the cold case file. Tears streamed down Mara's face as she lifted the little girl into her arms. Ranger whined softly, licking the child's tiny hand. The suspect was arrested days later, caught trying to flee across state lines. The investigation uncovered a pattern of abductions masked as runaways or custody disputes, all buried beneath bureaucracy and disbelief. But this time, one dog and one determined officer had pulled the truth from the sand. Tara was reunited with her daughter in an emotional moment that stopped time. The way she fell to her knees, sobbing, clutching the girl like she'd never let go again, there are no words for that kind of love, no courtroom testimony or evidence tag that could capture it. It was raw. It was redemption. And it was made possible because one dog refused to stop digging. Mara changed after that. The doubts didn't disappear, but they dulled. Because now, she had proof. That sometimes, the system could work. That sometimes, second chances did matter. And that love, be it a mother's, an officer's, or a dog's, was the most powerful force in the world. If this story touched your heart, if you believe in loyalty, justice, and the quiet courage of those who never give up, please like this video, leave a comment below, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Justice on Paws. Your support helps these stories continue to shine light into the darkest corners. Thank you for watching.